Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to Real Talk. I am sitting here with Eric Connor. Eric Connor is probably very familiar to some of you. He's been on the show multiple times. Welcome back, Eric.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome. He is a volunteer member of the Real Talk Youth Impact Program. You've been with the program now for how long?
Right about 4 years.
4 years. Tell me what you've seen as far as changes or growth in the program.
Well, when I started, it was much smaller. A lot of the people that were in there are not anymore. There's a few people that have been in the program for a long time. It's evolved as it's went. So as we've seen new demand for new things to do, that's what we do. We have a parent group now that's pretty involved, very lively. And we've got good feedback from the parent group, different activities, new groups of people coming in from the community to help the kids. New speakers. Also, a lot of speakers get better over time, and I think that's important. They become more accustomed to speaking in public, and they tune their story a little bit better, and it's more. The kids are more receptive, so everybody likes it more.
What other type of growth have you seen?
Well, as for myself, I've gotten a lot out of the program just by watching people. It takes a while in the program to see somebody that's develop over a few years. So I've seen some kids that are now volunteers and they've been in there for years, and they could have been, I mean, it's hard to say what they would have done, but they could possibly be in juvie right now or in prison, and now they're like a photographer, or they're doing something else completely different. I've had a lot of kids be interested in things that we've talked about and come talk to us later about it.
With the growth of the program, where do you see this going in the future? What type of changes are you predicting for the program?
Well, I am not in the predictions business. If I was, I'd be in Wall Street probably. But it's the biggest thing right now that's working. I think it's going to be data driven. And what we're working on doing, UNLV is working on a study right now of the results that we have, and we're trying to put data points together so that we can get more funding, take the program on a bigger level. That's really what it needs. It needs more funding, more members. And it will have that.
After 4 years of being a member, why are you still committed and dedicated?
Well, that's a great question. I just love it. This has actually become something that I want to do. At the beginning, it was something that I was doing a little bit for probation, to just stay on the good side of everything. But I'm not on probation anymore. I haven't been for years, and I continue to like this because it's fulfilling. It's giving me something that I want to do. It's making ideas for myself to write a book in the future. I'm witnessing things that other people are doing in the program that have become friends of mine now, not just colleagues, and I just want to be part of all of that.
Okay, great. You were also present at the recent discussion, correct, on suicide?
Yes.
With Ms. Cherie, who addressed the children. It was riveting. It really was. From your perspective, I know she was there delivering the message to the kids, but you were there and witnessed to it. What was the atmosphere like in the room?
There was, for the people that knew exactly what was going on and were cognizant of it, it was somber. I think a lot of the kids don't take it that seriously, and it's too bad because when you see, it reminds me of recently the singer from Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, committing suicide. Everybody said that going up to that, they would have never believed that he would have committed suicide, and that he had no traits that looked like he had a propensity for that. And I think that that's the case with a lot of kids too. I heard about a young kid jumping off of one of the parking garages. I think it was at Red Rock, like about 6 months ago. And I was thinking, what could have been going through their mind? Somebody who's about 14 years old. And obviously it's a lack of being able to talk to people, trying to deal with problems that you don't have an answer for and you don't have a way out. And the thing that's really sad is people that are dealing with that a lot of times don't know who to talk to.
Right.
So they bottle it up.
What have been some of the questions that you've received from the youth that you've had to address with them when you speak to them? Some of those questions that they give you anonymously, what have some of those been?
A lot of them are really hard and really broad. One of the ones that I tried to tackle once was, why is life so hard? I mean, that's very tough to confront something like that. But one of the ones that I recall very specifically, and I had a long talk with this kid, it was about snitching. And he was in a gang, probably about 15 years old, as many of the kids are. and he was talking about that he would never snitch, and his friends would never snitch. A common thing that we bring up to the kids is that your friends probably will snitch on you if you're in a criminal conspiracy. Chances
Absolutely.
are. And I wanted to tell him that in the case that you decide to be the only person who doesn't cooperate or testify, I don't even like to use the word snitch, but that's just the common nomenclature, I suppose, of the streets. But if you choose to be that person, you're going to face heavy consequences. And that was something that I myself faced at 25. Should I testify against people and try to get a reduced sentence, or should I not? I chose the former, not to cooperate at all, and then my sentence was probably 5 times what it would have
Oh
been.
my. Wow. As this program, Eric, continues to grow, how do you think your role is going to change within the program?
Well, we are starting to evolve into some businesses on the side, more financial, just more of the financial side, probably more development of Real Talk as a business. Even though it is a nonprofit, it has to make money, and it has to draw funds in, and it has to reproduce what it's doing. That's the hallmark of any good program. So those are things that we have to address, because people's capacity to just volunteer forever is limited,
Right.
and resources are always limited.
Sure,
of course.
sure. Well, tell me what's going on with you personally. I know you have a lot going on outside of Real Talk.
I have a lot going on. Right now, I'm working on my business, which is WC Analytics. We're a distributor. We're in North Vegas. We're working on a potential possible merge with another company that's in Salt Lake, which would be mutually beneficial for both of us. I also am involved in another volunteer thing, which I'm a mentor for a group called Hope for Prisoners. And I have been offered a position with them to be an instructor for a finance class and also some computer classes.
Wow.
So I'm working on that too. I'm trying to get certified for those so that I'd be qualified to teach the classes.
I see. Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate your coming in and sharing.
Absolutely.
We're going to have you
Enjoyed it.
back on the last segment of the show.
Okay.
So everyone, please stay with us.